Downloaded the file, it's now appeared here, and straight away it's disappeared. That was so quick. Ready to take our Wazuh SIEM setup from the last video a major step further? Instead of just getting alerts about potential threats, what if Wazuh could instantly neutralize dangerous files the moment that they appear? That's exactly what I'm going to show you how to build in this video, and by the end of this tutorial you will see and learn how to configure Wazuh's powerful active response feature step by step, how to integrate VirusTotal API for real-time file reputation checking, and how to deploy a Python script that enables Wazuh to automatically delete files flagged as malicious by VirusTotal. And at the end of all of that, I'm going to show you a live demonstration of this automated defense chain in action. This video builds directly on top of my first Wazuh video, where we got the Wazuh server running, we deployed agents, and we explored the basics like file integrity monitoring, which is the feature that we'll be using today to detect the files that we're going to automatically respond to. If you haven't already completed that initial step, server, agent, FIM, I highly recommend you watch part 1 first and then come back here. This video assumes that you already have these foundations in place. Let's quickly cover some prerequisites. As mentioned, you're going to need your Wazuh Manager and agent already running. Ideally, this will be the setup that we covered in the first video. For this video, you're also going to need a VirusTotal API key. For this, head over to the VirusTotal website, sign up for a free account if you don't already have one, and then find your API key in your profile settings. Copy this key and keep it, because we're going to need it in our automated response script later in the video. Free accounts do have some limitations. This is around 4 lookups per minute and 500 requests a day, which is fine for our testing, but you need to bear it in mind if you're going to deploy this anywhere else. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to want to do here is set up file integrity monitoring. I've jumped onto the host that's running Ubuntu and the agent, and I'm going to set up a directory that we're going to monitor. Any changes or new files inside of this directory will be pushed back into our SIEM as an alert. We can then use those alerts to run active response on. So let's get a directory set up on this machine. I'm going to do make dir, and I'm going to put that in the temp folder. We're just going to call it malware. You can choose any directory that you want for this. One that makes a lot of sense would be the downloads folder. What I'm also going to do here is I'm going to put the permissions to 777 to make sure that we don't have any issues during the demonstration. But I recommend in a prod environment or anywhere else that you might put this, that you restrict the permissions down. Okay, so now that we've done that, we're going to go back to the Wazuh server and we're going to configure the agent centrally to run file integrity monitoring on this host and this specific directory. So you can see that I've jumped back into the Wazuh dashboard. And if we go to the left here, we've got agent management. If we click the drop down, we have groups. Inside of groups, you're going to see any groups that you've configured. For this demonstration, I just have a default group that has both of my agents in it. If I click this edit button, we're actually going to get an agent config. Okay, so let's set up our file integrity monitoring in this centralized agent config file. We do it here because when we add more agents in the future, we want them all to pick up the configuration and not have to go in manually to each agent and add the configuration in their local config files. The first thing we want to do here, because this is going to go out to all of our agents, and we're looking specifically for our temp malware folder, which is a Linux path, we want to specify that only Linux OSs pick up this part of the configuration. So let's go up to the top here and type OS equals Linux. This is going to ensure that our Windows agents, for example, don't pick up this configuration. Next, we need to add syscheck. This is what will be used by the file integrity monitoring. So let's type syscheck. And then in here, we want to do directories. Directory specifies the directory that you're going to monitor. So I'm going to do temp malware. You can put whatever that you want here. And then we also want to turn on real time. So real time is going to make sure that this is checking real time. It's not going to be much use if we're downloading malicious files and the checks only happen once every 8 hours, for example. So let's turn on real time. And we also want to do check underscore all equals yes. And that is going to make sure that it's checking all of the properties available on the file. So that'll be the owner, the checksum, the size, the modified date. It grabs all of the properties and they're all logged, which we can then use later. So with that configured and saved, the agents will check in and they will pick up this new configuration and the file integrity monitoring will be on. Okay, so just to speed up the configuration change, let's jump back onto our agent machine and we're just going to restart the Wazuh agent. So systemctl restart Wazuh agent. When this restarts, it's going to fetch the configuration centrally and then we'll be ready to go. Okay, so now that we've restarted that service, we should have the updated configuration down to this agent machine. So let's test that the file integrity monitoring is actually working. Let's do a echo and we'll create a file. So let's just put hello into a file called temp malware and we'll just call it hello.txt. And all being well, that file we've just created should be pushed back into Wazuh as a file integrity monitoring alert. So let's jump back over to the Wazuh dashboard and see if that works. Okay, so here I am back on the dashboard. I'm going to click into my agents here. I've got one active, my Ubuntu user. And there we go, straight away at the bottom here, we can see a file added to the system, temp malware hello.txt, rule ID 554. If we click at the top here on file integrity monitoring as well, and go to events, we should also see it in here. So we've got temp malware hello, and that's our file that's been picked up by the file integrity monitoring, and that was almost instant. So the real time is working and we're ready to move on to the next step. Okay, so next we need to enable the VirusTotal integration into our Wazuh server. I will link this documentation down in the description, but if you go to this page, you'll see the syntax here that we need to copy into our OSSec config. So let's grab this syntax and go back to our Wazuh server. So inside of our Wazuh server, we will open up a command prompt and we need to open our configuration file. You can find that at var ossec etc ossec.conf. Let's open that file and we'll go all the way to the bottom and pop in our configuration. We also need to replace the API key with the VirusTotal API key that we grabbed earlier. So I've gone all the way to the bottom of this configuration file, and inside of the ossec config tag, I've pasted in my integration syntax. I've also replaced the API key with my API key that I've grabbed from VirusTotal, and now I'm ready to save this file. Let's save. And now we've configured the VirusTotal integration. Remember, once you've changed anything in the Wazuh server configuration file, you just need to restart the Wazuh Manager. So let's do that now. Systemctl restart Wazuh Manager. So this is going to make sure that our VirusTotal integration that we've just turned on actually kicks in. And then when we create a new file on the machine, it should check with VirusTotal if it's malicious or not. Okay, so with the VirusTotal integration turned on and our Wazuh server restarted, let's go and download a malicious file to see if it actually queries VirusTotal. So let's do curl and let's go to https //EICAR.org. Actually, I think it's secure.eicar.org. And then we want to do the EICAR.com file. And let's just have that output to our temp malware file. And we're going to call it EICAR. Okay, so that's downloaded the EICAR file. If you don't know what that is, it's a test file that flags up all over VirusTotal and any sort of antivirus. So let's go back to our Wazuh server. We'll go into our agent. And we'll have a look at the events to see if it's triggered. So let's go into threat hunting and have a look at the alerts. Events. Okay, so straight away we can see that the file was created and we can see it alerted with the VirusTotal integration with 66 engines detecting it. If we click on that, we can see the details of the alert. We get a nice link out to VirusTotal. We also have the SHA-1, the MD5. We have all of the details here, and if we click on the link, we can see what VirusTotal detected for this file. Being the EICAR file, it should be absolutely everything. We'll give that a second to load. There we go. We can see 66 out of 88 detected this, and they're all showing it as the EICAR file. Awesome. So let's go back here. We just want to make a note of the rule ID that's fired here, because we're going to use that rule ID to trigger our active response. So it's 87105. So we'll remember that when we create our active response. I've just also quickly created a benign file called tester, which has the word hello in it, just to show you that if VirusTotal has no matches and doesn't think it's malicious, you get a different rule ID, 87104, and the alert level is all the way down at 3 instead of 12, which is critical. Okay, so we need to create a script on our Ubuntu machine that's running the agent that will be triggered when a malicious file is found. So this is going to be a script that will delete the malicious file. So over on the Ubuntu documentation, there is a proof of concept guide that already has a script written out for us. So we're going to use that in this case. It has a prerequisite of the package JQ. So let's install that on our Ubuntu agent, apt install JQ. We'll get that installed, and then we're going to go over to the directory where we want to put our active response scripts, which is also in that documentation. So let's change directory over to there. So it's var ossec active response bin, and then we're going to grab our script here. So let's make the script. Let's do nano remove threat.sh. And in here, we're going to paste the script from that documentation. I'm going to save that script and exit out of there. And we just then also need to make sure that Wazuh has access to the script. So let's change the permissions here with 750 and also make sure that the Wazuh user has access to the file. So now we have a remove threat script on this host, which we can trigger when a malicious file is found through our file integrity monitoring. Now that we have the VirusTotal integration working correctly, we're getting alerts when malicious files are found in our monitored directory, and we've also added the remove threat active response script to Ubuntu host. We need to tell Wazuh to actually use that script when one of those alerts fires. So we need to turn on the active response module in the configuration file. So here I'm going to use xdg open. This is just going to pop open a text editor with the configuration file. So let's do that. And inside this text editor, we're going to find the active response section. Here's the active response section, and we've got these commands here. So we want to add a new command. Let me actually make this a little bit bigger for you. So we're going to grab one of these syntaxes and we're going to put it on a new line. And let's call this remove threat. And we also want to reference our remove threat file that we've put on our host. So let's do remove-threat.sh because that's the file. And we're also going to change the timeout allowed to no. And then we want to turn on active response. So let's uncomment this. So in here, let's set disabled to no. We want the command to reference our command above, so let's call that remove threat. And then we want this to run local on the agent. I've just made that a bit bigger so it's easier to read. We need the rules ID to be set here. And that ID needs to be the one for malicious files from VirusTotal. So if you remember, that was 87105. If we close that, we can now save this file. And when this rule fires, we then have this active response kick in, which is going to run the command remove threat, which is this binary that we have on the agent host. So once we've saved that, let's exit out. We'll close this and let me make that bigger. Let's restart the agent. So system, ctl, restart, Wazuh, not agent, sorry, manager. Once that's restarted, we can go back to our agent host, download the EICAR file again, and see if this active response script is working. Okay, so we have the VirusTotal integration turned on, we have the active response turned on, so let's download our EICAR file again on our agent host and see what happens. So we can see that I've emptied out the malware file. Let's go and run this. So it's downloaded the file, it's now appeared here, and straight away it's disappeared. That was so quick. Okay, let's try that again. File appears, and it's gone. Active response has kicked in and deleted the file. I've jumped back into the Wazuh SIEM to have a look at what this looks like. We can see that the VirusTotal alert triggered, and then the active response triggered. So if we jump into that, we can see the details. Here we can see the alert, VirusTotal with the VirusTotal link. We can see the file name. And if we scroll down, we can see the active response program that was run. We can also see the active response log. And here we can see that the threat was successfully removed. So there you have it. Congratulations, you set up an automated malware removal workflow built using Wazuh's built-in VirusTotal integration and the power of active response. As you saw, active response is incredibly flexible. Beyond deleting files like we did today, you can script it to respond to almost anything, like blocking IPs on your firewall or disabling compromised accounts, or even sending custom alerts to Slack or Teams. It lets you build powerful, tailored automations. Today we focused on Linux, but if you'd like to see Windows agents or other Wazuh features, or even just other cybersecurity topics in general that you're interested in, please let me know your suggestions down in the comments. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. It really supports the channel. And make sure you subscribe to catch our future videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.